What up, YouTube? I know most of the time I make like automotive videos and stuff like that. I want to clear something up. Uh, I know sometimes I might sound like I don't like white people or something like that. That's not true. I love white people. I love everybody. Um, I'm half white. My father's white. I just don't like assholes. And it just so happens that a lot of white people are assholes. Um, Probably because their parents are assholes, and they just picked up a lot of bad habits and bad ideas from their parents, people that they hang with. But I love everybody, and I just want to talk about something like I know the title might throw you off a little bit. I wasn't really sure what to call it, but talking about racism. Racism is an idea. It's an ideology. It's a concept. Uh, you have to give it form and materialize it, manifest it. You know what I'm saying, through words and actions. It's just it's a fucked up idea. Basically, it was. It's really like, they try to use racism like to throw blacks and whites against each other or races against each other, because the idea is divide and conquer. See, really, the true war is between rich versus poor. That's the true war. It's rich versus poor. It's not black versus white. That's what the rich people want you to think. You see, so this started a long time ago, like with slavery. It goes all the way back to basically the greedy people use racism in order to justify, treating people of color or different races less than them. So let's just say, like, even after slavery or coming to America, uh, people trying to get jobs and stuff like that. This doesn't just apply to, like, blacks. Chinese folks was slaves also, and they also experienced a lot of the same things that blacks did when it came to getting jobs and experiencing the same kind of treatment. So, like, basically, you got like a steel company, Rockefeller, right? So what these rich people do, like Rockefeller, they hire unskilled labor, right? So the white man, he working, boom, next thing you know, you got blacks and Asians coming along, right? They'll do the same job, but they might do it cheaper. I mean, they might not offer to do it cheaper, but Rockefeller knows that they can pay them less. They're going to take advantage, what I'm saying, because there's a color difference. They know that they're like they just know they can get away with it. So they pay the Chinese or the black person a smaller wage. So what happens is, the white man, he doesn't like that, because now he don't have a job, or he can't really make himself increase his value, because you got another man that's going to do the same job for half the pay. So that's why it's easy to spread racism, or that ideology amongst especially white men, because this country, white people came here and kind of took over this shit. So it's like they put themselves in a place of power where they had the upper hand and they could start businesses like that. And people that start businesses, they get, they got the bank loans or whatever, or they come from money, and they're hiring people. And these rich folk, they only see green. They don't really care about that that black versus white. That's what they want you to think. It's really them trying to keep the money in their pocket and out of yours. That's what it is. They really fucking you. They're fucking you. Black and white and yellow. They just want you to think, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's the black man's fault or it's the Asian fault because, you know, I can pay them less. And so the white man, he don't like that shit. So it's, you know what I'm saying, it's easy for a bunch of white people that work together at a plant. You know, boom, then a bunch of Asians come along or a bunch of blacks come along and take all their jobs. Of course, these white men are now going to start hating these black folk because they ain't got no job no more. But it ain't, you know, that rich person, he doesn't have to fire all them white folk. he could have kept them on. He got the money, but he greedy. You know what I'm saying? So he said, fuck them white folk. Fuck them white folk. And he white. He don't care about you. He don't like you. It ain't like I said, you white and he white. He don't like you. He don't care about you. He like green. That's the only color he like. He don't give a fuck about you or your family. He don't care about them yellow or black folk either. All he care about is that green. So I mean, he could have kept you on and, you know what I'm saying, paid you the same wage as the black folk or the yellow folk instead of firing you. And sometimes that's what they do. They just, you know, they say, oh, fuck it, I'm going to cut your wage. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pay you less. You know? But it's still fuck you. It's rich versus poor. See, that white man, he in the poor category now. You know what I'm saying? It's rich versus poor. It's not black versus white. That's an illusion, man. That's what they want you to think. It's rich versus poor, man. It's not black versus white. That racism shit it's a tool. It's designed to keep us separated and keep us poor. All of us. All of us. You know what I'm saying? If we come together, like just like this union strike with the automotive shit, you know what I'm saying? The Ford, GM, Chrysler. You know what I'm saying? They all striking, right? Now look at the CEOs. I looked this shit up, right? The CEO for GM last year made $379 million. They gave themselves a 46% raise. The workers only got 7% over the last 30 years. They got like 7 to 11%. Basically, it's barely keeping up with inflation. Their wage increase. It's barely keeping up with inflation. So it's not really a raise. It's just keeping up with inflation. So they haven't really gotten a raise. It's just keeping it. It's just getting them to be able to live the same standard of life. So they haven't really gotten a raise at all. The only person that has gotten a raise is the CEO, and they gave themselves a raise. Instead of every year, instead of giving the employees a raise, the CEO instead decides to give themselves a raise. It says, "Oh, I'm a genius, because I can fool these people into accepting this bullshit." And that's what these rich folk do. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about you. They don't care about your color. They don't care about black, white, yellow, whatever. All they care about is green. And they think because they're smart. Oh, I'm smart because I can fool these people into accepting this bullshit wage. So I'll just give myself a raise. That's what they do. They keep the money. Because if I don't have to pay you, if I run a business and I'm making all this money, I got the money. I can pay you whatever I want to. But the less that I pay you, the more money that I keep in my pocket. And that's how I get rich. Off of your fucking hard work. You're doing all the work. It's just I just gotta keep you from asking for too much. You know what I'm saying? And that's how all businesses work though. That's why you got this big price gap. You know what I'm saying? For the last 30 years, the rich have been getting richer and the poor have just been getting poor. And it's because of the same concept. They use racism, right? They've been using racism to keep us separated so that we continue to fight amongst each other for the jobs, for everything. But if we come together, we can have everything. You know what I'm saying? We can have fair wages. We wouldn't have to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? We could get a fair wage. The what we've been instead of them, the CEOs giving themselves a goddamn raise every year. We can come together, do the union shit, and we can get the raise. I watch this shit. Them union workers, they gonna get that raise. They gonna get that raise. And you know what CEOs say? You know this is the bullshit. They try to scare people. They love using fear tactics. They say, "Oh, everyone's gonna suffer. Everyone's gonna suffer. The consumer is gonna end up paying for it." That's what they want you to believe, and that's what they'll do too, because they don't want to lose no money. Anybody but them is gonna take. They're greedy. They're greedy. That's why they use that shit. It's fuck everyone. It's fuck everyone. You know, they're just greedy. It's fuck everybody. Fuck the consumer. Fuck you. Fuck the employees. I want money because I'm a greedy son of a bitch. It's rich versus poor, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how these people be thinking, man. So instead of taking this $379 million a year now, they can afford to give you a fucking raise. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers' salary is like 60 fucking thousand. You know what I'm saying? 60,000. Maybe 80,000 or something like that. You know, some of them 50,000. They can afford to give you a fucking raise. They could have been gave you that raise. But watch. Them union people, they gonna get that raise because they sticking together. Them blacks, whites, Latinos, everybody, Asians, they all sticking together. They gonna get that raise. Now the CEOs gonna try to fight them. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't trying to give up that money. But they try to use this shit talking about the consumers. You know, the price is gonna go up on everything, the products, and that's the choice of the CEO. Because they don't want to take no pay cut. They greedy. They want all the money. So instead of taking a pay cut so the employers can eat, or the consumer, you know what I'm saying, can afford the shit at a reasonable price, they're not going to do that. They'd rather make you fucking suffer instead of them. They would rather have you suffer. That's how they think. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's rich versus poor. It's not black versus this racism shit. It is an illusion. It's a tool designed to keep us separated. It's divide and conquer. That's how you take over, you know, nations. That's how you just like, you know what I'm saying? That's how slavery got started in Africa. You know what I'm saying? All these Africans, they had tribalism. You know what I'm saying? These Africans had not just one king, it was like different tribes. And they were fighting against each other. And so they would sell each other, they would take over a tribe, and then they would sell these other Africans to the white people. That's what got, you know, slavery started. You know what I'm saying? So they was divided amongst themselves, and that's how the whole Africa got conquered. You know what I'm saying? By these Europeans and stuff. Because the Africans was fighting amongst each other. Tribalism, they had different tribes and shit like that. It's divide and conquer, man. This is how, you know what I'm saying? This is how they keep us separated. This is how they keep us down. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together, man. We got to work together. You know what I'm saying? White people ain't, you know what I'm saying? I take a lot of shots at white folk because, you know, I mean, they those bunch of Karens, they the ones that, you know, they got that entitlement. You know what I'm saying? They the only ones that got them kids running around shooting up these goddamn schools. You know what I'm saying? Picking on, using the N-word and shit like that. Disrespecting people. You don't have no black folk. You know what I'm saying? But there might have been one Mexican or something. You know, black folk kill each other in the hood over beefs. Over, you know what I'm saying? You robbed me. You shot my cousin. You owe me some money. You disrespected. You know what I'm saying? You fucked my bitch. Shit like that. It's personal beefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers got it coming to them. They don't go around just shooting random people. You know what I'm saying? Because they different skin color. You know what I'm saying? White people doing that dumb. That's the only, white people only do that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And you notice that, you know, racist white people are the uneducated working hand, the farm hand, the rednecks. You don't see no rich millionaires riding around on no horse with no goddamn wearing no sheet over their head, hanging people. You don't see no millionaires doing that shit. It be these dumb, uneducated white folk, the working people. Because, you know, so the racism is easily spread amongst them because, you know, they ain't got no value. You know what I'm saying? Except they're unskilled, they're uneducated. They're just hard workers. You know what I'm saying? They're just dumb field hands. And so they don't really have no value. So their jobs, they can't compete. You know what I'm saying? They can't compete with anybody. Everyone, they're all fair game. Everyone's fair game. And so, you know, they have this entitlement though because, oh, you know, we're white. We're here first. This is our country. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is white man's land or whatever. You know, we work at the steel plant. There's Rockefeller. He's white. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Rockefeller, you know, he gonna start the racist shit off though. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna, like, he have a white foreman. You know what I mean? That the racist people, the rich people, they're the ones that created that racism shit. They want you to be racist. So they gonna have a white foreman. They gonna start the shit where they start hiring minorities, Asians, and blacks at a cheaper rate. And they're gonna try to get you fighting against each other by giving them a lower wage. Therefore, they don't have to give you a raise, and they can fire you. And they're gonna tell you, "Oh, I got this. I just gave Win Chun, you know what I'm saying? I just gave Akbar your job. Tyrone got your job. You know what I'm saying?" And that's why these white folks start hating these colored folk. Because the rich man, you know what I'm saying, instilled that shit in your head. You know what I'm saying? He turned you against them. And it's not about racism. It's just you feel that way. But really, it's the rich man versus you. It's the white man versus the white man. He just too stupid to fucking see the truth. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no education. He just a dumb farmhand. He don't see that the white man don't really give a... The white man, he white just like you. Your boss white just like you. He don't give a fuck about you. He'd rather hire Tyrone at a smaller wage than pay you a fair wage. Because he don't give a fuck about you. And he white. It's rich versus poor. But he rich and you poor. That's the real war. It's a financial war. It's an economic war. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to read this book. This shit been... I heard about this shit 20 years ago. I read this book called Behold a Pale Horse by William Bill Cooper. There's a declaration of war, and it's a financial war against the citizens of the United States of America. It's called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. You don't hear it because it's an economic war. They basically increase taxes. They look at your credit card statements, look at your purchasing, your spending habits, and then increase the price of the products that you buy in a certain district or area to milk you, to suck you dry, to bleed your wallet and your bank account. They want to keep you poor. It's a war. It's an economic war. It is rich versus poor, and it is war. And this is the longest that we have gone without a revolution. Usually, kings, they tax people, and there's a revolution. The poor people get tired of it, and they come together. And they fucking kill the king and take his money, and everyone's happy. And the wealth is spread amongst the land. But see, we haven't been able to do that because we fighting each other. This racism shit. This racism shit got to stop. You know what I'm saying? So all my white brothers, my yellow brothers, my brown brothers, my black brothers, we all need to stop fighting. You know what I'm saying? Stop this racism shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit is petty, and it's not helping none of us. You know what I'm saying? We could do so much more. We could have everything. You know what I'm saying? For the last 30 years, these rich people have gotten so rich. There's a price gap, the 5%. We're talking about these motherfuckers is like billionaire trillionaires, and we in debt. We can't even pay our bills, man. We out here with credit card debt. Ain't nobody got no savings and shit. Like, you can't even afford to buy a house and shit no more. Cars and shit like that. Everybody got bank loans. Everybody's in debt. You get mortgages. You get loans. You make car payments. People don't have money to buy this shit. Everybody's out here hurting, man. And it's because we fighting each other. Because there's racism shit. You know what I'm saying? It's rich versus poor. That's the true war. It's a financial war. And it's against all of us, man. White people, black people, brown people, yellow people. All of us, man. We in this shit together. And we sit here fighting each other. We too stupid to see the shit. The truth is that it's these rich people that have turned us against each other. We need to stick together like this union shit and demand better wages. And they can fucking pay us. This motherfucker's making $379 million a year. This motherfucker can pay you can give you a raise. This motherfucker can pay you $40 fucking an hour. He can pay you more than that. He can probably pay you $100 an hour. This motherfucker making goddamn a fucking $1 million a day. 379 million. There's 365 days. This motherfucker making more than $1 million a day. A fucking day. And you out here busting your ass, doing all the goddamn work, and the only thing that he's doing is fucking you by not giving you that goddamn raise. Because he's so smart, because he turned you against each other. And now you're fighting amongst each other, and you're competing against each other. Oh, I need a better education. You know what I'm saying? I need better qualifications. I need better school. I need better, make myself look better on my resume and shit. I gotta compete. It's so competitive, this job shit. Now, if you just stick together like this union shit, you all doing the same fucking job, man. Y'all can get that raise. You just gotta stick together. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them rich motherfuckers. It's fuck, you know what I'm saying? Make them fucking pay you, man. You gotta stick together though. We can do anything together. You need a fucking army. You need a fucking army. You need to organize and come together as a big group, big numbers. You can't fight these people one-on-one. You gotta take on whole corporations with armies, you know what I'm saying? You need unions. You need organization. You need to come together. Blacks, whites, Latinos, browns, Asians, everybody. You know what I'm saying? That racism shit, I know some white people, you know, I pick on white people and shit like that because a lot of white people are assholes and they do stupid shit. Like I said, going around shooting up schools and calling people N-words, disrespecting. White people ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? They ain't born like that. They learn that bullshit from their dumbass uncle or their dumbass daddy or their dumbass friends. But they wasn't born like that. You know what I'm saying? All white people ain't assholes. They learn that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or they learned it from their father, who lost his job to a black man or Asian man. And now his daddy don't like Asians or blacks. Because the rich man said, fuck you. You're fired. Tyrone got your job. A black man got your job. And now his daddy hate black folk. You know what I'm saying? Because he coming and taking my job working for $1 less than I will. You know what I mean? Tyrone is the reason why I don't have a job. I'm going to lose the house now. You know what I mean? And he blames losing the house and the car and his fucked up life on a black man now. You know what I'm saying? But really, it's the rich man that put you in that situation. He's the one that chose to fire you and get that black man a job because he worked for $1 less because he thinks he's smart. Because the rich man is smart. Because he can put more money in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to give himself a raise by taking your raise away. That's what they do. They take money out your pocket, the hard worker, the laborer, and they put it in their pocket. It's rich as fuck you and pay. This is rich versus poor, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to start seeing this shit where the shit started, man. You know what I'm saying? So all of us, man, Yo, we need to come together, form unions, start demanding these raises. McDonald's can fucking pay you. McDonald's CEO, that motherfucker making goddamn 200 something million, 100 something, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker making about $1 million, $500,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's CEO, they can fucking give you $20 an hour. McDonald's can fucking pay you $20 an hour. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta organize, come together. You know what I'm saying? Make them rich folk pay, man. It's rich versus poor, man. Ain't no black versus white. This racism shit gotta stop, man. Cause we over here fighting each other. We can't get ahead. We can't win when we fighting each other. They over here killing us. These rich folk killing us, starving us. We out here killing ourselves at these jobs for them. We gotta do better, man. We gotta do better, man. Stop all that racism shit. Stop fighting each other, man. We gotta come together. We get this money together, man.